I just did a great video and I had a booger on my nose. What the hell? Anywho, you're like, what is this girl doing? I know, I'm not wearing makeup. I have to do this whole video again. I might just edit some of the parts. I'm just highly disappointed because I was really just opening up. I guess this is what happens when you're trying to learn how to do videos. Anywho, thanks for visiting my channel. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you subscribe. Sorry, I'm just laughing because that video was so good. Anywho, I am here because I can't sleep and there's a couple things that I've been thinking about. Before we indulge into this video, apologies for my voice. It's a little bit raspy. It was my sister's birthday this week, so we went all out, literally. And so I lost a little bit of my voice. So apologies about that. I know I'm not wearing a robe. I know I'm not wearing makeup. I look pretty bland. And that's just because it's 2 in the morning and I can't sleep. And you'll understand why I'm making this video right now because I'm trying to talk about it. There has been an increased awareness with mental health disorders because celebrities have been talking more about it. This pandemic, politicians, all these contributing factors of why the mental health industry is getting the attention it has severely needed for so many years. I want to come on here and talk, and I want to disclose, like, by no means am I an expert on this. Make sure that if you do have any preemptive signs of suffering from any mental disorder or mental instability, make sure you go speak to a psychiatrist to figure that out. And there's no shame in that. So now that I got that disclosure out of the way, I want to talk to you all about my insomnia and anxiety that I was diagnosed with about 1.5 years ago in 2018. Well, 2 years now. Wow. Dang. So if you didn't know, I'm Dominican. So Hispanics are typically not known to, go to therapy or talk to a psychiatrist. And I had to because of my a scenario that had happened, and it's emotionally triggering every time I talk about it. I was assaulted at knife point by 2 individuals. By 2 individuals in 2018 while I was working, trying to get my hustle, trying to secure the bag. You all know. And it was Sunday. It was like at 9:32 p.m. Shout out to the Uber drivers. That was my side hustle. And I had 2 more rides to hit my goal. I was in Southeast Washington, D.C. And I was going to turn off the app, man. But it was raining and I was like, in Southeast D.C. For those of you that don't know, it's like an area in D.C. that's up and coming. It has a lot of economic development. But in that, there's a lot of just sketchy areas in Southeast, to say it as best as I can, but by no means do I mean Southeast DC is somewhere bad to live in. I've actually considered to live there before the assault happened. It's just a rougher part of the neighborhood for sure. And so even like before starting Uber, I always heard like, the Uber pool in Southeast, like don't do it, even as a passenger. So anywho, back to the story. It was Sunday. July 22nd. Literally talking about it takes me back to that. I suffer from PTSD too. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's literally me having a flashback. So, anywho, let me get back to what I was trying to say, because it is clearly, as you can see, emotionally triggering, but there are mechanisms that I use still to this day that help me, like hold an avocado seed, but I'll get into that later in my video. Back to my story. So I was going to turn off the app, but I had gotten an Uber ping. And I said, you know what, I only need 2 more rides. At the time, I was working full-time, contracting for the government. So there was that, and also going to school, right? And I'm happy for all the hustle that I did, because that's how I got to purchase my house, you know, help my family and things like that. So that's that. But 9:32, I get a ping. The first ping was a young lady and her daughter, and it was raining. So in Southeast is known that if it's raining and you get a pool, you're gonna within 20 minutes finish your ride, because especially that late at night, people are not going that far, right? It depends, but for the most part, at that time in that year, that was kind of what was known for at that time. So picked up the lady. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go back home. Got another ping as soon as I was ending that one, and it was a pool. It was 2 individuals, and they got in my car, and it was weird because they didn't come out of the right house. You know how it like drops the pin, but sometimes Uber is wrong. So I had gotten out of my car to get my purse from my trunk, ironically, and I put it in the front on my side on the floor, because I was like, oh, I'm getting it, you know, getting wrapped up. This is my last one. I don't know why I did that, but thank God I did, because my pepper spray was right there and everything. So it was like a 2-minute ride, and one of them gets in. It was 2 males. One of them gets in the front, the other one gets in the back, and I originally, like, I actually like that, because I want to see what the person's doing, but they were doing a good job but distracting me. They were like, can you put music? Is the AC on? Like, a lot of questions. So I didn't really have time to assess the situation. So we get to the location. They're like, okay, pull right here. He gets out of the car, and then, I mean, it happened so fast. He looks at his person. It was like half of his body. Like, he was out, about to close the door, but then said, let's go. And, like, grabbed whatever they could grab. I don't know what the guy in the back of me was doing. He had a knife. Like, it was just a lot. And, you know, I always say I'm gonna kick somebody's if they're trying to, but I just froze. Like, you never know what you do until it happens to you. So I just froze. Sorry. I just froze. And so it was just a lot. And then as soon as he ran in front of my car, it's like when I don't know, like I snapped out. I was like, I opened my door, and I was like, wait, hold up. I'm in somewhere I don't know. I'm not going to run after you. You just took out a knife on me. You have my phone. And that's all he had took at the moment. I don't know what the guy in the back of me took. Like, I really was not paying attention to him at all. I really should have ran those people over. I don't condone violence, but now that I'm thinking about it, just the way that he ran. Anyway, so I just pull off. I even stopped at a stop sign. I pulled off, stopped at a site, but thank God that I stopped at that stop sign, because that's what helped the cops catch them, because it's amazing what your brain and your body will do. And you just don't know, but your body is feeling the energy and everything. So I was trying to figure out my way out of that southeast area, and I had stopped. I was like, can somebody call the cops? I don't have my phone. Mind you, I'm not thinking logically at this point. I had OnStar on my car. Like, I could have just called. But again, like, when you go through a situation like that, you won't know how you're going to react until you're in the moment. And when I had pulled my windows down, because it was like a group of women with kids, and like, I guess they're brothers or boyfriends or whatever, they're like, this is the hood, we don't call the cops. And then I was like, oh my God, where the fuck am I? Like, it's not a good situation. So I went to the gas station. I'm crying my eyes out. Can't get in touch with my mom or my boyfriend. Mind you, at this point, my boyfriend was still like in New York, New Jersey area. I was living in DC by myself. It was just horrible, bro. Sorry. So call the cops or whatever. Calling Uber was horrible at assisting. Even when the cops were on the phone, like, they were like, because the Uber account was still active. Sorry, so I might be skipping steps just because of my PTSD. But they were calling other Ubers with my Uber app, because at that point we didn't have the facial recognition in 2018, I believe, for my phone. I need to check that out. But yeah, or was it 3 years ago? Anyway, that's irrelevant at this point, but no, yeah, it was 2018. Yeah, sorry, sidetracking. Anywho, what was I saying? So yeah, so call the cops. Uber was horrible at responding to them, and it was just it was horrible. They assaulted other Uber drivers that night, and Uber was just no help at all. And still to this day, like, I got no like sincere apologies. I wrote letters. It was really bad. So shout out to the Uber drivers that are out there risking their lives, really. And there are a lot of women Uber drivers. It took me like a year and a half to get back in an Uber. So it took me like a year to drive again. Like, even so this day, I don't drive as much now that my boyfriend, you know, is with me more. He drives a lot, which I take for granted sometimes. Anyway, that is besides the point. I say boyfriend, my hubby. Anyway, so wrapping up that experience and sharing that with you, it was a really traumatic experience. Clearly I still suffer from it today. This is why I'm doing this video, because of that. I was triggered to go to therapy to deal with my issues that at the time I didn't know was PTSD, anxiety, and insomnia. Because I'm telling you, when these people stole my phone, like, and then my mom found out, and I didn't share this extent. They were calling my sister. They were like, we know where she lives. Like, if she reports to the police, like, we're gonna go see her. And I lived in a first floor apartment, so I could see like the shadows of people walking the dog, and I would just freak out. Like, even though there was no malice intention with those people passing by my house. But yeah, it was a serious ordeal. So anyway, back to the point of what I was trying to say is I started going to the psychiatrist. And being Hispanic, you know, we just don't talk about it. And so I didn't know the difference between a psychiatrist and a therapist, which, funny enough, a therapist is someone that, you know, you just go and talk to, and they're able to use what they've learned, the theories that they've applied in their studies, and apply it in that session with you, and really just articulate the questions in a way that, you know, engages your mind to think about the responses in a different way. And it's just very interesting. I don't know how to articulate it unless you go to one, because every therapist is different. So hopefully you're able to catch some of what I'm saying, and then if you have gone or you will go, you'll see what I'm saying. So I'm going to the psychiatrist thinking I can indulge because this is a therapist, but no, therapists and psychiatrists are two different folks. So a psychiatrist medicates you, provides medication. And so I am with the psychiatrist, like, just opening up. She's asking about my family history, like how my mom was raised, all this stuff. And I'm thinking, like, I could just indulge, like, to the point that I cried in my first session, because I was like, this is a safe place. Like, this is where I can just, this person doesn't know me. I can be vulnerable and she can help me. While she wanted to put a whole bunch of other mental diagnosis on me, like depression and things like that. And this is one thing I'm gonna say: make sure you go to several psychiatrists to get evaluated, because not just one psychiatrist is going to give you your diagnosis. We're all different people every day, by the people you interact with, what's going on that day. So, you know, for example, you could have broke up with your boyfriend the day before and gone to a psychiatrist. They're like, well, you're clinically depressed now. Well, no, you just experienced loss in your life, and that is a natural part of the grievance process, you know? And so for me, I was, you know, lucky enough I had good insurance. Shout out to my contracting company that I worked for, because they had bomb insurance. Excuse me. If you didn't know, now you know. I'm sure you know, just because everybody is talking about the future is female. Sidetracking. Apologies. So, what I was saying is, I had gone to different psychologists, and they're like, you're not depressed. You suffer from insomnia. You have anxiety, and given your experience, you have PTSD. And I was like, wow, I got all these things from this just one 10-second interaction, really, that has imprinted my life. And I want to talk about this a little bit, because what happened to me that night, that Sunday night, was not what made me have these conditions. Like, it definitely played a part, a huge part. Definitely was the cherry on top. But I say this to say that I have lived a life where I never had the time to sit down and dismantle my day, decompress, de-stress. I'm always on the go. It's something I've learned from my mom. It's just, you know, my mom's a single mom, so she's always on the hustle and bustle. Shout out to my mother, because she did a great job raising me. But that's besides the point. What I want to say is that our ancestors, depending what your culture is, your background, didn't have the tools that they needed. Not because they didn't want to seek it, just they didn't know. You just don't know what you don't know. So, you know, I look at my mom now, I'm like, I don't know how she did it back in the day. Like, you need that time to decompress. You need proper avenues with tools such as meditation. I mean, I got into oracle cards, which is not tarot. It's different. But there are different mechanisms out there that is not straight medication. Like, people do like herbal medicine, essential oils. I'm into all that. I have my herbal certificate, by the way. I studied for it. Besides the point. But I just say, like, whether that's dancing, whether that's writing music, like, each one of us have a different mechanism that helps us cope with things. And in its way, it's our appropriate, you know, like therapy sessions. You know, your relationship with whatever religious institution you have, or, you know, for me, it's God, but for whatever you believe in, that is a form of therapy. And I don't want the religious community coming at for me, but prayer is so important because you're taking that time aside to not think about you, you know, think about your, you know, the relationship with that higher power, or whatever that is that you believe in. So I say this to say because it's so crucial to kind of understand that you need that time for yourself to figure it out, to you know, just understand what is going on with you, what's happening inside here, and more importantly here, man, because no matter what your background is, I don't care if you're like watching my video and you're like, you know, Lucy doesn't know what she's talking about. Like, she has it super easy. You don't know what people have gone through. You know, just because Instagram is posting something, Facebook is posting something, you don't know the story behind that smile. You don't know how many yoga sessions I needed to smile. Anyway, I'm sidetracking here, but I think you get what I'm trying to say. If you don't, just leave a comment below and I'll make sure to explain it more. But I found a psychiatrist, many, and I went, got evaluated, got my diagnosis. I tried medication, and the medication, depending on most medications, you have to be on it for 3 weeks or more to really see the side effects. On week 2, I was already feeling the side effects, and I would get like goosebumps in my brain. It was very weird. And so I was like, I can't do this, even though I am sleeping, even though I don't have severe anxiety right now. And like, if a, you know, guy that resembles the person that attacked me, I'm not jumping as much. I still jump, but I'm not jumping as much, then it is working. But I didn't like what it was doing to my body. So I can do another video talking more about like my mechanisms. Like, for example, I hold on to an avocado seed because it keeps me grounded. But that's a mechanism that I found within my own means of what I'm comfortable with. Again, I told you I studied herbal medicine. And so for me, it's all about just the natural production of earth and how it could keep me calm. You know, and this was an organic avocado, so it didn't have any chemical ingredients in it or anything like that. So, you know, it's just like doing your research and stuff. Or like, I got into, oops, didn't put that there. I got into crystals. This is pyrite, fool's gold. And so, you know, attracting money, but also, sorry, oh my God, every time I speak, it's like my nose gets, sorry, apologies. But anyway, like I was saying, like, I have gotten into what some folks may think weird, what some folks may be eager to learn, but because they're afraid of societal views and interpretation and change, you know, might not study it. But find your mechanism. It might not be this, right? It might not be this. Definitely probably not this or this. But find what you're comfortable with and incorporate it in your life in a way that helps you deal and cope with daily stresses or odd situations like I did. I don't take medication for my PTSD, insomnia, and anxiety, but it's something I struggle with daily. And luckily, I have loved ones that they sometimes are a little bit abrasive with me, but it's because they don't know what they don't know. And I know that my family, like historically, has never gone to therapy or a psychiatrist. So for me, I'm breaking generational curses in every aspect in my family, with family history, from, you know, just a plethora of things. But yeah, just figure out what is good for you and how to cope. If you want to hear step by step a quick like 5-minute video of the things that I do at a daily constant basis for my mental my mental disorder, because that's what it is, let me know and I will gladly do that video. Again, I am not a licensed doctor, and by no means am I saying that this is like what you should do. This is what has worked for me, and I hope that this video kind of helps you and you know, just gives you something you can look at and be like, whether you know me or not, like if Lucy can keep going and just incorporate little changes in her life, whether that's like her weird stuff that she does, if that's what you think it is. For me, it's not weird. It's actually a grounding place for me, and I'm so grateful for my community and the Bihari Life Tribe. Shout out to her. She's just so amazing and has helped me deal with this. Yeah, so I hope this video helped. Before I leave, I am going to pull. Now, I did a spread before and it was spot on, but I'm going to pull a Moonology Oracle card. This is not tarot, it's just Oracle, and hopefully it'll give you that little bit of motivation that you need. Look at that quote when you open the box. Let the moon be your guide. By the way, there's a full moon or a new moon today, and so I hope that you're able to reset. Oh, sorry, I saw the card that I had pulled out in the other video that was bomb, but clearly I need to make sure I'm all good. And just thank you for being here. Thanks for accepting me. Thanks for watching my video as long as you have. And thanks for just being patient with me as I figure all this stuff out with my business. You know, I'm trying to practice to, ooh, the card wanted to fall out, to be consistent. Oh, wow. The card wanted to fall out in the card that I actually got before. The answers you need are coming. That is actually the card I got before. That is funny. I'm going to leave it out because I guess that's what the collective, which is you, need to hear. But like I was saying, thank you for just being patient with me. Starting your own business is really, it's a whirlwind, you know, like from opening accounts, figuring out how to file your taxes, a whole bunch of stuff. Sorry, my phone went like on low battery. Let's see. Another message for the collective. I need to like, I don't know if you could see, like, I know you could hear me shuffle, but anywho, I might edit the video and add some of the other video. It is what it is. Oh, that's a nice card. Top of the deck, prosperity lies ahead. That's beautiful. New moon in Taurus. I love myself a Taurus. But I love all horoscopes. So these are the card I got before in my other video, and the card I got now. It's funny how things work out. So as I know what these cards mean, but I want to make sure that I'm giving you a book definition of what came with the Moonology Oracle deck. So don't mind me as I am looking. This is incredible. The other video, which you probably won't see, I was like flipping through and I literally just opened to the card. Anyway, Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. This card will often come up when you're inquiring about a financial matter or when you're doubting your self-worth. The card suggests you can have what you want. Let me read that again. The card suggests you can have what you want, including material things, but you must believe in yourself. This comes down to the law of attraction. Value yourself and others will value you too. You can create abundance. Taurus is associated with luxurious Venus. Oh, I know they are. Oh my gosh. Sorry. TMI. And this card holds the new moon energy. So now is a good time to make a 12-month financial plan. Single the start of a new relationship or of sexier times. If you have been wrestling with something for a long time, the new moon in a sturdy Taurus is a sign not to give up just yet. Keep going. So the mantra with this card is get or give a message. Healthy body, healthy mind. That is crazy. This card for me or for you? It's for both of us though. This is why I love this stuff, like honestly. Additional meanings for this card. You will soon be able to afford the things you dream of. That's for one of my viewers. Getting clear on what you value most will help you find peace. Getting clear on what you value most will help you find peace. Wow, that was powerful. Sorry, that one hit. Take some time out to pamper yourself. Hey, I mean, I can't go to sleep right now, but I could do that. And get a standing order to a savings account, no matter how small. The teachings. We often feel, so the teachings of the card, sorry, I'm just like reading that down. We often feel that it is somehow wrong to focus on our finances. But the truth is that money can make life far more comfortable from a physical point of view. Taurus knows that this is a new moon in Taurus card, and it is a time to work your magic, to create the money you want so you could have the creatures of comfort you want. Remember, though, that someone else is still wishing for what you already have. Ooh, someone else is still wishing for what you already have. So never take what you have right now for granted. And I joke about the horoscopes, like I'm a Gemini, but I'm studying all the horoscopes. So Taurus is an earthy sign. I mean, that's why you see the green, the bull, like they're just ready for it. And they're a sexy sign. So they're all about passion, just affection. They might not, sorry, my nose gets a little, I've said that 1,000 times, but they might not show it too much depending on like the other signs that are in their natal chart. But Taurus are all about material things. And when they don't have the material things is when Tauruses can down spiral sometimes, but not all the time. Again, it depends on what is on their natal chart. So I like this card for both of us, for all of us. So yeah, Taurus is a sexy sign, man. I'll tell you that. When Venus is in Taurus, that is the time when you go to the spa. That is the time when you text your boo, because it is, the energies in the universe is on and popping. Anyway, I'm getting too much into other things. All right, so the other one is the full moon in Gemini. Yes, full moon in Gemini. Yeah. So the answers you need are coming. This card is a reminder that it's important to speak your truth. But remember that your words have consequences and impact your listener. Right now, you need to guard against indiscretion. The answers you need may well come soon. The issues you're facing could well be one of a few conversations away from being resolved. If you're inquiring about a love situation, a little flirting may be called for. If you're in the middle of an argument, this card comes to you as a reminder of the old, very non-Gemini message. Least said, soonest mended. It's good to talk, but be careful that you aren't causing yourself any issues with your words. Words have enormous power. Your word is your wand. You create magic and you own. Sorry, I heard something. And you own. I got so scared. It was just my AC. Anyway, wrapping up this video. you have the power. So if these two cards don't give you all the energies and all the feels, then hopefully something in my video did. And I hope you are able to acquire those tools. Okay.